Well, another season in the books here, Teddy, and just maybe not overall great, but just overall assessment. I know the playoffs were the goal, didn't achieve it, but taking that out of the mix, there were a lot of great strives accomplished by this hockey team.
Yeah, it's time to reflect on the season for sure right now, and we're really happy with a lot of the young players and their progress this year from start to finish. Obviously we're not happy with our end result of not making the playoffs, and it's tough to accept, and it's frustrating to a certain degree. And we didn't get the job done here at the end of the year, but there is a lot of promising young players in the organization, and hopefully play for the Hawks down the road.
And we talked about this in the last week. Nothing's set in stone for a roster ever in this league, but there should be a good core group of guys returning from this year's team to next year's team. And that was one thing from last season to this season. There were a lot of guys that were in the quote-unquote core, but they were moved in and out of the organization throughout the course of the season. Probably going to be a little bit different next year. So from a development standpoint, you got to be looking forward to, again, working with a lot of these guys again.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to, year one for a lot of these young players is just everything's new. From the league, coaches, the team, the travel, and now coming into next year, there shouldn't be any surprises. And these second and third year players for us next year can be part of our leadership group, really, and lead the way for these, first year players coming in and hopefully start off the season with a lot of confidence and continue to help us grow as a team.
I know it's not fair to rank players against players or compare or groups against groups, but you look at this group and it's very similar from the amount of guys compared to the group that had Jeremy Morin, Brandon Peary, Ryan Stanton, Sean Lalonde, Dylan Olsen, Jimmy Hayes, that group of guys. And again, I want you maybe to compare, but just kind of talk about the progress this group made. And you look at that group a couple years back, a lot of those guys are in the NHL, so a lot of promise here.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of similarities between those group of players you just mentioned, and we think we do things right here, the way we organize things, the way we direct things, and we hold our players accountable and we make them earn everything they get, and we do a lot of teaching here through video and through our on-ice instruction, and the process works. We've seen, like you said, a lot of guys make the Hawks, and then a lot of guys make some other teams in the NHL, like the Stantons and the Olsens and the Hayes, Pearys, even Carter Hutton, who really got his first American League extended chance, with us the last 2 years. So the process works, and we just have to stick with it and understand that these players will hopefully one day play in the NHL.
We always say the future is here, but we also saw the future of the future here at the end of the season. A couple of guys a lot of fans keeping an eye on, and maybe just kind of talk about the impressions of guys like Steven Johns, Ryan Hartman, and Teuvo Teravainen.
Yeah, they came in and did a good job. I thought Johns finished off the season. His last game was really good. He's a big body. He's going to be a good player. Hartman played well. Obviously got rewarded the last game with some goals, and he was busy. He was around the puck, and he shows a lot of promise. I think for Teuvo, he's had a long season, a lot of travel. He seemed a little worn down to us here, a little tired, but he gave us his all, and obviously he's got a ton of skill, and he'll get better every day as well.
And last one for you. Hope you're getting away to enjoy some downtime at some point. I know there's some stuff in store in Chicago for you with some players here for their playoff run. But just you getting some downtime here?
Yeah, I mean, unwind here for a couple weeks, and then get involved with the Black Aces in Chicago as long as the Hawks are playing, and then go from there.